So you're thinking about moving to Johns Creek, Georgia? Well, in today's video, we're going to do a map tour of Johns Creek, and we're going to take on a really deep dive so you'll learn everything you need to know and see about Johns Creek. So let's check it out.
Okay, let's jump on our computer here. Let's pull up Google Maps, and the first thing you always want to do is type in the suburb that we're going to be talking about today, which is going to be Johns Creek, Georgia, here in the top left-hand corner. So you can see where Johns Creek is located here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a suburb that is north of Atlanta, and I always like to show you the distance between the city of Atlanta and the suburb we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to pull up the directions here and just type in Atlanta. And right now, if you left Johns Creek and you traveled down 141, got onto 285, and came down to the city of Atlanta, it would take you a little bit less than an hour to get there. One of the things that people really do enjoy about Johns Creek is the location of Johns Creek, where it is in the northern part of Atlanta in the suburb. You just go back to where we are here. Again, you'll be seeing here the area that is outlined in red is going to be the area that we're going to be talking about. Again, it's Johns Creek, and just want to show you again where it is from Atlanta. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. Johns Creek is in Fulton County, and as I share with you is the northern part of the Fulton County. Some of the cities and other suburbs that surround Johns Creek that I'd like to point out to you, just if you're wondering, you have Alpharetta right here, which buds up against Johns Creek. Also, you have Peachtree Corners, really buds up around the southern tip. You have Duluth, which is around here, and also in this area here is really Forsyth County, which Cumming, Georgia butts up against those areas. So those are the suburbs around Johns Creek. If you're just wondering, if you're looking for homes online, if you're not typing in specifically Johns Creek, you might find some homes in Alpharetta, Duluth, Cumming, because they do border the edges of Johns Creek. Okay, let's jump over here to niche.com. I always like to look at niche.com, see what niche.com has to say about Johns Creek. Niche.com actually gave Johns Creek a A+ overall rating for this suburb. Johns Creek is the #1 best place to live in Georgia, and it's a suburb of Atlanta. As their overall grade, they break it out into schools, housing, good for families, crime and safety, nightlife, and diversity of the people that live there. The total population is a little bit over 82,000 people that live there. The median home value is $525,100. And also the median rent is a little bit over $1,900 per month. A nice ratio of renters and owners. Less than about 21% of people that live there are renters, and also about 79% of people that live there actually own their home. Again, this is the outline of Johns Creek. Just want to come down and show you. If you look at NIST.com, we'll break up how they overall gave the rating of a B for crime and safety. Working in Johns Creek, they gave it an A. They basically say that the median household income in Johns Creek is a little bit over $153,000 a year. And the schools here in Johns Creek, they gave them an A+. So you can see why a lot of people like living in Johns Creek, just the overall experience in regards to what niche.com has given Johns Creek.
By the way, my name is Matthew. I'm a real estate agent here in Georgia. I also moved to Georgia from Florida over 16 years ago, and I've been loving it ever since. And also welcome to my channel, North Georgia Life, where we cover everything there is to know about living in North Georgia and the surrounding suburbs, including the best neighborhoods, things to do, so you get a really good idea what it's like living here. Make sure you subscribe below so you'll be the first to learn about the current market here in Johns Creek, Georgia. My team and I love helping people just like you make a move here, even if that's in 5 days or 9 months. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. You can schedule a Zoom call with us. All our contact information is in the description below. We'd love to help you make a smooth move here to Johns Creek or one of the surrounding suburbs.
Okay, let's jump back over here to Google Maps. And a lot of time when we're talking to our buyers that we're helping look at purchasing homes in Johns Creek, we'll ask them, why are they interested in Johns Creek as compared to some of these other suburbs around Johns Creek? And they really say that the overall experience there in Johns Creek, really a family-focused type experience. There's some really beautiful homes in Johns Creek. You have a lot of gated communities in Johns Creek, and also you do have some communities that aren't in gated communities, but there's a lot of beautiful homes there in Johns Creek. Also, as you saw, NIST.com ranked the schools. They gave them an A+, so there's really some really great schools in Johns Creek. So a lot of people that live there are really attracted to the school, especially if you have kiddos. As we always tell our buyers, if you're looking at a home or looking at a neighborhood or community in a specific area, always check out schooldigger.com or one of those websites. Check out any ratings in any schools before you make a determination on purchasing a home based on the school district. Now, I just want to point out to you a couple areas if you're interested in wondering what is the distance, how long it would take for you to travel to these different areas. Just want to zoom out a little bit here, get my pen. Okay, so again, we're going to be talking about Johns Creek. Up a little bit, there you go. And if you were in Johns Creek and you were wondering how far it would take to get to Dahlonega, you want to go to Dahlonega, maybe enjoy the day, do some hiking in Dahlonega, maybe go out to some of the wineries and vineyards in Dahlonega, you would just go up directly up 400, and that would take you directly to Dahlonega. That's a nice Arteries 141 to get over to 400, which would take you north to Dahlonega. And it would take you a little bit less than an hour to get to Dahlonega, so it's a really nice, easy drive to get there. The next place that a lot of people ask us to look at is, some people are traveling over to Lawrenceville, and to get over to Lawrenceville, again, that takes a little bit less than 1 hour to get to Lawrenceville. And another area that people might travel to is Gainesville. And again, you take some arteries over here, and then you would take 85, and then 85 would take you to 985, which takes you right into Gainesville. And again, Gainesville is a little bit less than an hour, also based on traffic patterns. One of the things we always encourage our families, if you are looking at an area and you're interested in the different traffic patterns, trying to figure out what's the traffic patterns like, especially if you're traveling to Atlanta or if you have to go across town to Lawrenceville or maybe Marietta because of work, we'd always encourage you to look at the traffic patterns here on Google Maps, and we'll show you what's the traffic like, what are the best times to travel, when are a lot of times there are a lot of congestion on some of these roads. Okay, if you were going to fly into Atlanta, you're coming in from out of town, you're coming to meet myself and one of my team members to look at some homes here in Johns Creek, you would fly into the city of Atlanta, you fly into the airport, and you had a couple of different ways to get to Johns Creek. You would go up 85, and from 85, you could take 85 north, and then from 85 north, you could split over here, which then would take you to 141, which would take you right into the heart of Johns Creek. Another route that you could take based on the time of day when you're traveling would be is go up from the city through up 400, also known as 19, continue up 400, and once you get over to close to the Alpharetta area, you could take 120 or a couple other arteries here and also over here to get to Johns Creek. So got a lot of really great arteries from the city of Atlanta to get to Johns Creek if you had to travel back and forth. But if you are flying the airport, just always point out to you what are some different highways that you could take, especially if you're looking at coming into town, looking at some homes with myself or one of my team members. Okay, let's take a closer look at some of the roads here in Johns Creek, especially if you're looking at some homes here online. It's always good to be mindful of different roads that go through Johns Creek, especially if you're looking at a home or a neighborhood. You want to be able to see what are some of the best roads to get around Johns Creek. Again, this is the main Johns Creek area. Again, 141 really goes through the heart of Johns Creek and also continues north into the Cumming area. And if you head south, that takes you towards Peachtree Corners. So 141 is really the big hub that you should be aware of. McGinnis Ferry Road, which is right here, is the northern part of Johns Creek. And also you do have Old Atlanta Road that comes this way through Cumming. And then that continues this way, turns into Bell Road, and Bell Road sort of loops around here and connects into 141. Let's see here also from McGinnis Ferry Road here, you have this road here, I guess some arteries here this way, and then also this way, this road continues here and becomes Kimball Bridge Road, which takes you over to the Alpharetta area. So that's another good road to be mindful of. Also, you have State Bridge Road right here, which really goes through the heart and the middle of Johns Creek. And another good road that some of the communities in Johns Creek that are off of is this road right here, which is Old Alabama Road. And that goes this way out towards Alpharetta. So you can see there's really a lot of great roads here in Johns Creek that really goes through Johns Creek. So you have really great access to go north or south or east and west through Johns Creek. Okay, let's take a look at here the Johns Creek area. One of the things I like to point out to you is Johns Creek, over the last several years, the residents that lived here really got together with the commissioners, the city fathers, and really shared with them they really wanted a downtown area. Johns Creek, when it was developed, about 85% of Johns Creek is residential homes, and there are some commercial, some restaurant stores sprinkled through Johns Creek, also with their golf course communities and so forth, but there wasn't really a center downtown area. So over the last 3 to 4 years, I would say, they've been really discussing creating a Johns Creek town center. And actually it's under construction right now. They're breaking ground. So a lot of the residents there are really excited to hear about the Johns Creek town center. So I just want to point out to you where it is. And I'm going to highlight what the town center will look like. But it's basically right here in this little corner here. You got McGinnis Ferry Road right here. You got 141 right here. And also you do have the Johns Creek Parkway, which comes through here. You have the Technology Circle right here. And also Bell Road comes through here. So I want to point that out where it is. Right now it is under construction. They're actually breaking ground. So really a lot of exciting things are going here in Johns Creek. Now I'm just going to jump over to this website, which highlights the Johns Creek Town Center. So really what they're going to be doing is they're really going to be building a multi-mixed use right here in Johns Creek, right in that area where I showed you on the maps. It's going to have some green space, parks. Also, it's going to be a hub and a mixed use for residents that live there. I'm just going to show you, here are some of the pictures from their website here that you can go to. Again, this is the website for the Town Center plan. If you want to learn more about it, it's called Johns Creek Town Center. If you Google it, you can pull up this website. But you can see here some of the pictures, just want to point them out to you. And here's sort of a plan that shows you more of the green space. It's around the city hall, but just want to show that to you because that is under construction right now. And the nice thing is right here, there are already a lot of the technological companies are around here. Johns Creek is known for the sector of technology. So there are some businesses right here. There are Johns Creek City Halls right here. So this area, like I said, it's right here is really going to blossom. It's going to be really going to add some great value to Johns Creek. It's really going to bring that town center feel that Johns Creek residents have been asking for the last several years. So it's under construction right now. I just want to point that out to you. Definitely something to take a look at if you are interested in living in Johns Creek. I'd highly recommend you take a look at that website. Okay, I want to show you a lot of the outdoor activities that's available here in Johns Creek. One of the things that residents really enjoy, especially the buyers that we're talking to, they're looking at Johns Creek and also are living in Johns Creek, is they really enjoy all the outdoor parks and trails and activities that are available for you here in Johns Creek. As you can see, all these different parks here in Johns Creek and also around Johns Creek. So you have plenty of outdoor activities that are available for you. Also, I want to share with you here, the Chattahoochee River does come through Johns Creek. And as you can see here, this nice blue line here is the Chattahoochee River that runs through Johns Creek. And one of the places I'd like to point out to you that's really a lot of people like to go to is Abbott's Bridge Recreation Area, which is on the Chattahoochee River. I just want to point out some of the pictures. As you can see, a lot of people like going there. They can take their boats, their kayaks, go tubing, see some nice wildlife. So it's a great place to go to, especially on really hot summer days and you just want to cool off and just go on the Chattahoochee River. You have access to the Chattahoochee River right here in Johns Creek. Another really popular park that people like going to is Audrey Mill Nature Reserve and Heritage Center. This is another really popular park. It also does have some really historic buildings there on the property. And also it is pet friendly. So a lot of people like bringing their dogs, walking down the trails. So you can see you got some really beautiful nature, historic areas to visit, some animals for the kiddos. So you can see why so many people really enjoy coming to this park here in Johns Creek. And the last one I'd like to point out to you is Newtown Park, and this is another park here in Johns Creek. They also do allow dogs. You got a nice playground for the kiddos. You can see them out here playing on the playground. Nice little green space for your dogs to come to. Some water fountains area. So this is a really nice park that a lot of people enjoy coming to. Also, they do have fireworks during July 4th. So I just want to point out Newtown Park here in Johns Creek. But as I shared with you, as you can see, you have several different parks around you that you can visit. Another thing I'd like to share with you here in Johns Creek that's really popular is if you are an avid golfer and you really enjoy going golfing, there are several really beautiful communities here in Johns Creek that are gated communities that have some really beautiful golf courses. The first one I'd like to share with you here is the St. Marlowe's Country Club. Has a really beautiful golf course, also some beautiful homes in there. It is a gated community. Another one I'd like to share with you is Atlanta Athletic Club, and you might be familiar with this one, especially if you're an avid golfer. The PGA tournament is held at the Atlanta Athletic Club here in Johns Creek each year, so we have a lot of people that visit that golf course, especially if they like to go and see the PGA tournament there. And then the other community here is the Country Club of the South, and this is another golf course community. It's a really exclusive, prestigious community that has some really beautiful golf courses and also some homes in this community. Just want to see if you can highlight some of the golf course here for you. Looks like it's the Country Club. Yeah, so those are a couple golf course communities right here in Johns Creek, and as I shared with you, there are several different golf course communities in Duluth, Alpharetta, and also over in Cumming, which would be a short drive if you'd like to go to some of the other golf courses in and around Johns Creek. Also, if you do enjoy playing tennis or pickleball, you have several different tennis teams and pickleball teams that do travel around Johns Creek and also to Alpharetta and Cumming. So tennis and pickleball is another really active sport here in the Johns Creek area. The last thing I'd like to point out to you, if you're wondering, Matthew, we really enjoy water sports. What would be the closest lake to Johns Creek? And just north of you have Lake Lanier, which is Lake Lanier is right here, and Lake Lanier, the southern part of Lake Lanier, is borders Cumming and also Beaufort. But that would just be a short drive where if you enjoy bass fishing, water sports, jet skiing, just taking your boat out. And also there are several different parks and picnic areas along and around Lake Lanier. And also they do have some spots if you do enjoy camping that you can bring your camper and you can stay at the lake, one of the campsites. Also, I definitely would check out my playlist. I have several different videos about living in Cumming, Georgia. Also, I got several different videos about living in Alpharetta. And also I have several videos about living in Gainesville. And I do talk about some of the things that you can do in and around the Lake Lanier. So I definitely would check out my playlist. I have other great videos with great content about some of the suburbs in and around Johns Creek. Okay, for those of you who are looking to maybe move to Johns Creek, maybe you're moving to Georgia for a job change, maybe a career change, or just looking for employment in Johns Creek, one of the great things about living in Johns Creek is there are several different employment opportunities right here in Johns Creek, but where it is located from Atlanta and from some of the surrounding suburbs, you have really great arteries to get back and forth if you did have to commute down to Atlanta, as you saw, or to some of these other areas to work. Johns Creek isn't a great location to live. But if you were wondering, Matthew, what are some of the employment opportunities just right here in Johns Creek? So just want to point out something to you again. 141 is this main artery here up and down Johns Creek, and really up and down Johns Creek, you have several different on 141. If you're in hospitality, if you're in the service sector, for example, here you got a couple different hotels right here on 141 and really next to McGinnis Ferry Road. So you have some hotels right here. You have several different restaurants, national food chains. You also have Lowe's right here. So you have several different places up and down this area all throughout Johns Creek. So you have plenty of opportunity if you are in the retail hospitality sector. If you are looking for healthcare, we do have a major hospital. It's called Emory Johns Creek Hospital right here in Johns Creek. That's our major hospital. Also, we do have urgent care here. We also have some other doctors. We have some specialists that have their offices here in Johns Creek. So if you are in healthcare or if you're interested in getting healthcare, Johns Creek is a great place to live for if you're interested in getting into healthcare. Also, if you do travel into Cumming, we have Northside Hospital right in Cumming. That's another major hospital right there in Cumming, which would be a short drive to get there. If you're in education, we have several different public schools and also some private schools here in Johns Creek. And also we do have also a lot of financial and consulting here in Johns Creek. And the technological area here, as I shared with you, Johns Creek has a really big IT and technological hub here in Johns Creek. So if you're in that industry, or if you want to get into IT, Johns Creek has a lot of opportunity in that sector. And with financing consulting, you have CPAs, you have attorneys, a lot of different consultants. Also, a lot of people do work from home, so there are a lot of people that work from home that are in these different sectors. And if you're in real estate like myself, we have a lot of opportunities to get into residential real estate if you want to be a realtor. And also you do have opportunity for some commercial real estate in and around Johns Creek. And also transportation logistics. We don't have any major headquarters here in Johns Creek, but I do know that UPS does have a regional facility in and around Johns Creek. Also Amazon, we see a lot of different Amazon trucks delivering. And I know Atlanta and some of the outer suburbs have some outer areas that Amazon parks, and that also is an opportunity if you do want to get into manufacturing, logistics, operation here in Johns Creek. And as I share with you, just a little bit north of us up here in Gainesville, you have a really large area of manufacturing. If you want to get into some large plants, that would be another opportunity for you to take a look at. Okay, for those of you who are looking at homes and you do have some kiddos in high school and you're wondering, Matthew, what are the high schools in Johns Creek that my kiddos would possibly go to? And it would depend on which home that you're purchasing, but I did want to show you where our three main high schools here in Johns Creek. The first one is called Northview High School here in Johns Creek. So that would be one of the high schools that your kiddos might go to. Another one here just close to 141 is called the Johns Creek High School. As you can see, nice, beautiful high school. As I shared with you, based on niche.com, they gave the schools here in Johns Creek an A+. And then the other high school is the Chattahoochee High School, which is the other high school that your kiddos would go to. So I just want to point those out to you if you're wondering, Matthew, where are the location of the high schools? Those are the high schools here in Johns Creek that your kiddos would possibly go to based on the schools, based on where you live and what school district that you are in. So I'm going to jump over here to FMLS and just want to show you some of the homes that are for sale here in Johns Creek. Again, I just did a broad search, just searching for some homes here in Johns Creek. No particular price range, but just want to show you a couple homes so you can get an idea of what are the homes like. But I share with you, you have a lot of different opportunities and home options here in Johns Creek. So the first home I'd like to show you here, and click it on. This is actually in the Laurelwood community. This is actually a home that's listed for $679,900. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. It has a little bit over 2,900 square feet. Built in 1991, and actually it is on a cross space. So I just want to show you, this would be a home that would be available for you here in Johns Creek. A nice 2-car garage. Got some nice wood floors, open floor plan, formal dining area, nice staircase, nice open windows, nice open floor plan from the kitchen into the family room area. So that would be one option there. Again, it's in the Laurelwood community here in Johns Creek. Let's go back to the map here. Let me zoom back out here. Let me go to the next community here. Now this is in the St. Ives Country Club. This was the golf course community that I shared with you, and I showed you the golf course. So this is a really beautiful community. It's a gated-in community, really nice, beautiful, large homes in this community, and a lot of people that live there really enjoy the amenities that this community has to offer with the golf course, tennis courts, and so forth. But a lot of people that live there really enjoy the golf course there that's right here in the community. This one is listed for $1.5 million. It has a total of 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It has a little bit over 5,400 square feet. It was built in 1989, and it does have a finished basement. So I just want to show you, as you can see here, really nice, beautiful, large estate properties here in this community. Got some brick front, got a 3-car garage, nice back deck. As you can see here, it's in a gated community, nice privacy, security there, which people really enjoy. Nice white kitchen, nice open floor plan kitchen there for people to sit around, enjoy themselves. Nice windows, they can look out on the back porch. So really beautiful home here. So that is one of the neighborhoods that a lot of people really enjoy taking a look at, is the St. Ives Country Club. Now the next community I'd like to show you is going to be a little bit more south. It's closer to Old Alabama Road, and this is the Country Club of the South. This again is a really prestigious community, is a gated community. This community also has some really beautiful custom homes that were built back in the 90s. It's really nice open space. And again, really beautiful golf course community. A lot of people really enjoy living in this community. So this home is listed for $2 million. It has a total of 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, and 2 half bathrooms. It has a total of 9,300 square feet plus or minus with the finished basement. It's built in 1991, and actually this home sits on 1.2 plus or minus acres. And also it does have a finished basement. So I just want to show you this beautiful home. As you can see, you're going to see some really nice, beautiful open floor plan, 3-car garage again, brick front, nice staircase going upstairs, nice windows, get some really nice sunlight coming to the home there. Flooring, nice sitting area, dining room area, family room area, nice large terrace level there in the family room with some really nice big windows, fireplace. As you can see here, really nice cabinets, custom cabinets there for the kitchen area, granite countertops, really nice beautiful stove there in the kitchen area. Okay, just want to show you some of the homes here in Johns Creek so you can get an idea of what are some of the homes that are available here in Johns Creek.
We hope that you enjoyed our video about Johns Creek, Georgia. My team and I love helping people just like you find the right home based on your budget and your lifestyle. So give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. All our contact information is in the description below. Also, make sure you check out our playlist. We have other great videos with great content about living in Johns Creek and the surrounding suburbs. And until next time, as we always say here on our channel, North Georgia Life, we make the world a better place, one person, one family, one investor at a time through the power of real estate.